Hello everyone, my name is Louis and welcome to my channel Watches and Wealth, where I review watches and give a rundown of the wealth and market aspects associated with that watch. Today, I'll be reviewing my Rolex Oyster Perpetual reference 116000 in 36mm. Let's get started on the review. Starting off with the standard Rolex box, this box is made with quality leather and wood paneling. It feels nice to touch, and these boxes were actually introduced by Rolex in 2005, replacing the original wooden ones. The tops of these boxes have a nice green wave design with a golden Rolex symbol stamped at the bottom. Before I get into the watch itself, I'll give a quick rundown of the hang tags and paperwork associated with the original purchase of this watch. First out of the box we have the Oyster Perpetual manual. Mine's beat up a bit, you can see there's some tears and some fading, but this in general gives a rundown of the watch from the craftsmanship to how to set it. It's a really good inclusion to have when you're seeking out to buy a new Rolex or even watch. These manuals are pretty fun to read. Put that to the side. Now on to the authenticity card and the warranty booklet that come with this watch. The back of some of these Rolexes, their cards have general back card guarantees. It's just a thin piece of cardboard certifying that this Rolex is indeed real. Now the Rolex authenticity card, which includes a unique serial number associated with every watch, every single watch that is made by Rolex has its own unique serial number. This card is very important because it's another step of authenticity that frauds have trouble mimicking. It also includes the date and location of the watch purchase. This watch was actually purchased in 2016 at the Rolex boutique situated in Sydney, Australia. The warranty card's pretty standard. It just gives you an overview of your insurance relating to Rolex and your watch. Put that to the side. Now onto the red seal and the hang tag. These are the most commonly misplaced items from a Rolex box. A lot of resellers don't have these. The red seal in fact represents the official body that certifies the precision of Swiss watches. When it comes to watches, Swiss really do it best, and these will be tied around your Rolex on purchase day. Now onto the Rolex hang tag. These are pretty important. They have your own serial number for your watch on the back of them. Pretty nice to look at too, and they are also tied to your Rolex as soon as you buy it from the boutique. In this satchel I have spare links. I did take one out to fit my wrists because I do have pretty long skinny wrists. Now on to why you all tuned in. The Oyster Perpetual 369 dial, reference 116000 in the beautiful sunburst blue. I've owned this watch for about 3 years now and it's not susceptible to much damage at all. It's really quite sleek in design and execution. The case material is made up of palladium. The case size is obviously 36mm with a base caliber movement of 3130. This Rolex has an automatic movement with a 48-hour power reserve. It will start moving after 10 to 20 seconds on the wrist if it's been sitting dormant a little while. If it hasn't, it will automatically be turning if you wear it daily. The watch window is made up of sapphire crystal, and sapphire crystal is well known to have high abrasion resistance. So if you scratch this watch, it's usually going to apply to the metal, not the crystal itself. This is one of those Rolexes that looks completely different in different lighting. The dial is magnificent. The sunburst blue is very absorbent to light. I'll now show you how to manually wind the watch to your set time. First you grab the crown and wind counterclockwise until the pin pops out. Give it one slight pull and there you see I've pulled the pin out. Now I can manually wind the watch to my desired time. In order for me to set this time, push the crown in and twist clockwise while applying pressure. Make sure it's properly sealed, especially before entering any bodies of water. Now on to the bracelet and case back. The Oyster Rolex all come with Oyster bracelets with standard Oyster links and lugs. These are polished on the sides and have a satin finish on tops. The locking clasp has a beak and hook system and won't disengage until you pull this point back, so it can securely stay around your wrist whether you're doing a business venture or physical activity. The clasp is also polished nicely, and we have a standard Rolex case back. I've owned this watch for 3 years and honestly I've had nothing but good compliments about it. It can go under the radar when you want it to, and it can be in the limelight when you want it to. Now let's see this bad boy on the wrist. You can slightly move the anchoring point of this bracelet to get a little bit of room, or you can take it and install links into it. It feels strong and sturdy on the wrist, yet sleek and light. The colour will change depending on the lighting, and it really is absorbent to certain lights. This Oyster's diving resistance is 10 ATM, which is equivalent to 100 meters waterproof. So it's suitable for surface swimming and snorkeling, but don't go scuba diving in this watch. That's more suited to a submariner. I personally won't take my Rolexes into any body of water other than a sink or a shower. For the next 2 sections of this video, I'm going to be displaying the luminous effects on this watch and also giving a market review of it. Time to turn the light off and display these luminous effects. Here we are. At first glance, it's a very powerful bloom. It's almost a green/blue gradient. It looks awesome, and I've taken this watch to nightclubs, and it's had this exact same exposure. The 369 are highlighted with the lume, with also the dash indices and the hour and minute hand. I find on some Rolexes, sometimes they put too much lume and it overdoes it, but this is the right amount. I feel it's simple, and most importantly, you can tell the time in the dark now. Now back to the light. Overall, my general consensus of this watch and analysis is it is a worthwhile watch to get if you're looking for an entry-level Rolex. This specific model is discontinued. However, it is cheaper than the newer Rolex Oysters that are out right now on the secondary market. So I'm going to pack this all up, keep it nice and tucked in the box so I don't lose anything, and display the next market performance segment on the screen. And I'd like to preface this segment by saying my primary reasons for buying watches is first to enjoy the watch itself, and secondarily, if the time comes around to sell it, I can sell it for a profit too. I originally bought this watch in March of 2020 for the price of $5,950 AUD, which is equivalent to $4,122 USD at the time of this recording. It is at this time now in 2022 valued at $10,856, giving me a profit of $4,906. Now all these variables are subject to change, of course, but I realize that it's valuable information to show you if you are looking to buy this watch at any point. From a purely investment standpoint, I'd say Rolexes are one of the best watch brands to invest in. The quality, the prestige, and the longevity of the brand only shows how successful they are. And I would not only recommend this watch from a quality standpoint, but also from a market standpoint. And if you've made it this far into the video, I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. And I'll consistently upload watch videos the more watches I acquire. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe.